Thou imagine, thou miserable Spiridion, thou Pole grown into the semblance of a German pedant, doctor of philosophy, professor even, author of a prize essay on the despots of the 15th century, dost thou imagine that thou, with thy ministerial letters and proof sheets in thy black professorial coat pocket, canst ever come in spirit into the presence of the past? Too true, alas, but let me forget it, at least every now and then, as I forgot it this afternoon, while the white bullocks dragged my gig slowly winding along interminable valleys, crawling along interminable hillsides, with the invisible droning torrent far below, and only the bare grey and reddish peaks all around, up to this town of Urbania, forgotten of mankind, towered and battlemented on the high Apennine ridge. Sigillo, Penna, Fossombroni, Mercatello, Montemurlo. Each single village name, as the driver pointed it out, brought to my mind the recollection of some battle or some great act of treachery of former days. And as the huge mountains shut out the setting sun, and the valleys filled with bluish shadow and mist, only a band of threatening smoke red remaining behind the towers and cupolas of the city on its mountain top, and the sound of church bells floated across the precipice from Urbania, I almost expected at every turning of the road that a troop of horsemen with beaked helmets and clawed shoes would emerge, with armour glittering and pennons waving in the sunset. And then, not 2 hours ago, entering the town at dusk, passing along the deserted streets with only a smoky light here and there under a shrine, or in front of a fruit stall, or a fire reddening the blackness of a smithy, passing beneath the battlements and turrets of the palace. Ah, that was Italy. It was the past. August the 21st. And this is the present. 4 letters of introduction to deliver, and an hour's polite conversation to endure with the vice-prefect, the syndic, the director of the archives, and the good man to whom my friend Max had sent me for lodgings. August the 22nd to the 27th. Spent the greater part of the day in the archives, and the greater part of my time there in being bored to extinction by the director thereof, who today spouted Aeneas Sylvius's commentaries for 3/4 of an hour, without taking breath. From this sort of martyrdom, what are the sensations of a former racehorse being driven in a cab? If you can conceive them, they are those of a Pole-turned-Prussian professor. I take refuge in long rambles through the town. This town is a handful of tall black houses, huddled onto the top of an alp. Long narrow lanes trickling down its sides, like the slides we made on hillocks in our boyhood, and in the middle the superb red-brick structure, turreted and battlemented, of Duke Ottobuono's palace, from whose windows you look down upon a sea, a kind of whirlpool of melancholy grey mountains. Then there are the people, dark, bushy-bearded men riding around like brigands, wrapped in green-lined cloaks upon their shaggy pack-mules, or loitering about, great, brawny, low-headed youngsters like the party-coloured bravos in Signorelli's frescoes, the beautiful boys, like so many young Raphaels, with eyes like the eyes of bullocks, and the huge women, Madonnas or St. Elizabeths, as the case may be, with their clogs firmly